We're live. So, Cameron, welcome from the great city of Las Vegas. I
Yeah.
know, a city I frequented many times, never thinking it would ever be about sports that happened in your town. I first, well, let you introduce yourself and your company to
Yeah.
start.
So I'm Kamran Zand, and I own and operate Luxury Estates International. We have our Las Vegas office, and we specialize in selling all the luxury properties and high rise condos and sought after pieces of land here in Southern Nevada, which is basically Las Vegas and Henderson.
You know, um, I'd love for people to get to know a little bit more about you, Cam. I met you. You were you were new, but you were motivated. It was many many years ago, and you were just crushing it and just selling a lot of houses. And you moved to the luxury space, and you did it on purpose. You just bring us back to that moment in your career when you made that shift. What was that all about? What was the motivation behind that, and how did you actually do that?
Yeah, so there's a lot to unpack there, but on high level, just because we're limited on time here, I started I was 18, 19 years old, and I would go to these Mike Ferry events, and I would see you in the front row, and you were on the panels, and you were like Zeus, right? And I was like some like just new agent, and I was just like in awe for like you, and there's a handful who are still in Mike Ferry, a handful of other superstars, and it's just trying to find what was working for me. And at the time it was I was really good at jumping on the phone, setting appointments with expireds for sale by owners, all that. But then the market turned because I got in the business in 2006, and literally when I got in, I had like one deal that was handed to me, but after that everything was just went down, and I didn't know how to survive. So I pivoted, and I just started calling banks and asset managers, cold calling them, and from there, like boom, business just skyrocketed. I was like in my early 20s, making almost $1 million, which was great for me because I grew up, very poor and under very, very terrible, upbringings, both low poverty line, welfare. I mean, you name it. So that being said, how I got into luxury real estate was after all the success. They say this too shall pass. The banks stopped foreclosing on properties, and it was an awkward time because you still couldn't really call for sale by owners and expireds. And I was just trying to figure out what's next. And I was at like rock bottom, low point. The 10 agents that I had working for me all kind of left one by one. And the 10 employees I had, I couldn't afford them anymore. And I was like living off of rental properties. Luckily, I had, saved up some money and bought some rental properties. And I was just at a very low point. And I was like, hey, if I want to have some success and, make good amounts of money like I did before, I need to sell luxury real estate, right? And I don't come from luxury at all, right? So it was like the biggest like obstacle, but I'm all for challenges. And it took me a few years before I sold my first $1 million property. And, what I learned through that whole journey is, success for me happened based on who I was being, not what I was doing. I had to, become this luxury real estate agent. I had to become somebody else if I want to be this person. And with that compass, I had to start doing things differently than what I was doing in the past. And if you're being the person you need to be, and you're doing the things that person would do, the success will come. So fast forward later, I'm one of the top guys in the luxury space here in Las Vegas, over $1 billion of sales. It's like a freaking like a fairy tale, right? Like the lifestyle I live and what I have and the people I get to meet and what I get to be exposed to. It's just like mind blowing. I'm grateful, and I'm passionate about, marketing and luxury. And like right now, I feel like I'm living, within my purpose. I feel like, my purpose is being in service to others. And if I can do that with something I'm passionate about and something I'm good at, that's just alignment, right? So everything just feels really good right now.
It's a great path you took, and we're supposed to be talking about sports and athletes coming to your town and figuring out where to live. And I want to touch on that, but you just said something that I can't just miss, which is you came from humble beginnings and now you have the ability to do great things for yourself and live in great homes. And I know a lot of our clients across the country have experienced that same thing, right? They, were the first ones in their family to make it, right, and be handed $1 million checks. So how do you treat these, clients differently, either knowing that or knowing that that was possible if they're not opening up to you?
Well, I don't think I treat any clients differently. I feel like I give everything that I can to every client that, comes across my path. But I just come with, gratitude, and that I even have access to some of these people that own some of these teams, right? That we're representing athletes for, it's just crazy. But yeah, I just want to give my all. And I know that like confidence is knowledge, and I just stay knowledgeable of, marketing and negotiations and, inventory. And I feel like, I'm able to provide them something that they can't find online, which is insider insight, 17 years of experience of navigating through transactions, access to on and off market inventory, like things that would really help them excel.
Let's go there for insight, right? So you just got traded to the Raiders or whatever it might be, right? You got the NHL there and the NFL right now, and I know talks of NBA coming, possibly even baseball. Yeah. So who knows what the years will bring? But where do you live when you go to Vegas? We all know the casinos. We know there's condos nearby, but where do you choose to live when you're going to be playing for a team or working for a team?
Yeah, I mean, I think what I learned is it's kind of, they want to be close to their practice facility, right? That's important for them. And it depends on their lifestyle. So for example, if you're a Raider player, you probably want to be in South Las Vegas or towards Henderson because the practice facility is over there. Or if you are a hockey player, you want to probably be in Summerlin because that's where your practice facility is. And then the other factor is like, do you have children? Do you want those kids in public school? Do you want them in private school? Where's the lifestyle for you going to look like? The wife doesn't want to, or whoever's driving the children, they shouldn't have to drive 45 minutes to get their children from back and forth to school. So, we just kind of, it's really personal, and we look at, their dynamic and educate them on the market and where things are, and let them, decide what feels right for them.
Great. What would you say is the average price for Las Vegas right now? What are people walking into? What do you get for $1 million, $2 million, $3 million? What are some of the ranges of pricing there?
Yeah, I mean, we're finding that the athletes who are relocating here, are gravitating to something towards, probably starting at $1 million. And then, I mean, you got some players dropping 10 million plus, or laying out their custom home site to build their compound. So it varies, but, our average sales price, my personal average, is about the 2 million mark. The market in general, the average agent, probably, 400,000 or whatnot, but we, cater to probably the buyers and sellers that are transacting in the higher numbers.
Got it. And so do you get a nice single family home with a pool there for $2 million?
Yeah. Oh yeah. You get a nice pool, spa, nice modern open floor plan if you like that. And yeah, you get a nice property.
And you mentioned schools. How is Vegas for the school system?
Surprisingly, we have some of the best public schools and private schools, just very dependent on the location of, where they are. But the ones that are good, they're ranked really, really high.
Got it. So insider tip for Las Vegas, you live there, you have to drive by casinos and great restaurants, and you have to stay in good shape and not go broke, right? Mm-hmm. So what is it like living in Las Vegas and having that all around you? How do you separate yourself, or do you become a part of it? How does that work there?
Yeah, I mean, surprisingly, the locals aren't the ones hanging out on the strip. I mean, there's communities and there's suburbs and there's other areas of like really nice restaurants and shopping. So we, most locals don't really get wrapped up in that scene. It's those guys from LA that come out here and from Hermosa Beach area, they come out here and they party and they hang out, they come out and have fun. But no, it's I haven't seen anybody get in trouble that, is addicted to the lifestyle or anything. Surprisingly, like we don't even, do that. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'll go to the, some of the best restaurants or the best shopping, best entertainment on the strip, but then I'm in and I'm out. I'm not hanging around, looking for, anything.
That's great.
And then Vegas is just like we're, less than 4 hours from, LA, and we have a ski resort that's less than an hour away from here, skiing and snowboarding. And, we have Lake Mead, and we have the best mountain climbing, hiking, Red Rock experience. I mean, we check a lot of boxes, and we have sports teams now, and, schools are great. No state income tax on the corporate or personal level. I'm just, it just makes sense for a lot of people to call Las Vegas it's home now. Their home.
Now, can you make money there in real estate? Obviously finding that separation you talked about and staying detached from that, keeping your money in your wallet is smart. But can you make money in real estate? So you got traded, you're playing there for a year or two and you get traded again, right? That can happen. Or you're just wandering in that town and want to invest. What are the opportunities there?
Yeah, I mean, I know some players who really made some good money. Granted, the market, they're subject to what the market does, but I feel like there's opportunities everywhere in every market, and it depends on what their strategy is, right? If they're looking to buy and flip something in a year, it might not work out for them. If they're playing a little bit more of the long-term game, in my experience, real estate always goes up. They should be able to enter and exit and make some money. Probably not as much money as they're going to make with their contracts with the teams that they're playing, but they could be in good shape.
I think Las Vegas has proven to be a great destination for a lot of different reasons than it was before. So that's great. And it's nice to know that people can turn to you when they get into town. If someone wants to reach out to you, what's the best way to do that?
Yeah, I mean, they can send me an email, they can text me, they can call me, they can go to our website. We're very accessible.
What's your phone number?
702-907-8770.
Perfect. Kamran, thanks for jumping on today. I appreciate it. Great to know we have great service opportunities for our clients in Las Vegas, and we appreciate you. Thank you.
Thanks, Ed. Talk to you later.
Talk to you soon. See ya.